So far, so good. All right, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, front to back, side to side, inside to out.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I need. So I think I'm going to join you on the mat today. I have been neglecting my own practice a little bit as I navigate the holidays and all of this stuff. So I'm going to jump on the mat today and move with you. Okay?
Great.
Have trouble hearing me because I'm over there instead of over here, just let me know that too. All right. So let's start seated. I'm going to hit the mute all button. Take a moment just to get present in your body. I've been really working on trying to meditate and I tend to fall asleep. So I'm going to allow for a minute here to get present. So come onto your seat and you can sit onto a cushion or you can sit onto a block, however you want to begin is just fine. Just kind of landing here and there's something to the creation of your seat, not just kind of plopping down, but, sitting down and then also feeling that uplift, like creating the space. So you are in the creation of how you show up, right? There's not a lot that we can control in our lives, right? There's a lot happening around us, but one thing that we can be in control of is how we consistently show up. And so the practice right here is just showing up in a way where you are strong and supported, yet open. You saw a little bit soft, the shoulders, a little bit relaxed. We're just beginning seated, those of you just joining us. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, so go ahead and allow your eyes to softly close. Then you just begin scanning through your physical body. You can start at your feet or start at your head. Just gently allowing your attention to move through your body. Just check in. Are there areas in your body where you're holding tension or tightness that you didn't even know? Like for me, I'm noticing my brow area between my eyebrows. Really do hold a lot of tension right there, especially when I'm thinking or problem solving. And right here, I don't need to do that. So it's an opportunity right here to soften what you can soften. It's your jaw, edges of your eyes, throat, your shoulders, the muscles between your ribs or between the shoulder blades. Maybe there's an area of tenseness or tightness that you didn't even really know about. And as you become aware, then you can create shifts and changes, opportunities. Soften your abdomen. It's another place I know I hold a lot of tension in my belly. And I really soften and allow for a deep breath. It really helps me get in touch with how I'm feeling. Check in with your pelvis, your lower back, your legs, your feet, ankles. Some of you are dealing with some injuries in different areas of your body. Just notice if the muscles around the area of injury are really protecting. And that serves a purpose. And then also being able to soften and relax into those areas serves a purpose. Take a few more moments right here, just to methodically move your awareness through your body. Picturing your body as this container. Holding a lot of rocks in your container. Kind of release the things that are not necessary to be holding. You drop the rocks. From here, you can begin a few gentle movements with the neck. You can either look side to side or take the chin to the chest. Let it be intuitive, just intuitive movement through the neck. Eyes can stay open or closed. Keeping everything else the same. Everything else the same, just exploring through the neck. Bring the head back to neutral. Draw the jawbone slightly back to even lengthen more through the back and sides of the neck with the crown of the head straight up towards the ceiling. Keep your eyes closed or gently open them and take your shoulders up towards your ears and back. And then slowly slide them down, really squeezing the muscles in the upper back. And do that a few times. Shoulders come up. Let's go straight back. And then gently slide down. One more time. Shoulders go up, back, and down. And then open your eyes and bring your palms to face up, elbows by the side, arms at 90 degrees. So palms up, right by your side, and squeeze the elbows in towards the ribs, and then start to rotate the hands away from the body, keep the elbows in. Good, and then you'll bring it back to center, pause, you can even touch the midline, and then open it back out, really squeezing the shoulder blades together, the bottom tips of the shoulder blades squeeze. Come back to center. One more time, open it out and just hold, squeeze and hold. Good, and then come back to center, bring the hands down into the lap, and then take a big breath in, reach with your arms all the way up overhead, interlace your hands above you, turn your palms to face up. And then as you press the palms up, draw the shoulders down. Palms up with shoulders down. Try to straighten the elbows, squeezing the elbows to the ears, shoulders down, palms up, jawbone back, breathing. Keep the arms overhead, release the grip, spread the fingers, reach straight up, and then bend the right elbow and hold it with the left hand. So you walk the hand towards the middle of the back and press your head back into the right arm. Yeah, good. So instead of the chin being pulled forward, press back. Get that stretch through the right tricep. Good, and then you'll release the right arm and take it out to the right, straight out. Turn the thumb down towards the floor. Take the arm behind the back. And with your left hand, you can help the right hand up as high as it'll go, up the back. Thumb faces up. And then stay there, release the left hand. And sit up really tall. And the idea here is you're trying to press the right elbow forward and the right shoulder back. And you can even use your left hand. Sometimes I use my left hand on the left side of the chest or shoulder to gently press it back. Elbow forward, shoulder back. Breathing. Good, and then to release the right fingertips out to the right, and they might touch the floor. I'm too high on my bolster, but they might touch. And then drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Your right hand can be on the floor or reaching towards the floor. Good, and then lift the head back up. You can even use your left hand to help it. Bring both hands into your lap. Switch the cross of your legs if you haven't already, or if you want, you don't have to. Take your shoulders up, back, and down. We'll do this whole thing one more time. Shoulders up, back, straight back, slide them down. Last one, go up, straight back, and slide down. Good, and then turn the palms up, elbows by the sides, and then rotate the arms out. Squeeze the elbows in, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Bring the hands back to the midline. Take a breath. And then open it out again. So rotating out. Good. One more time. Hands back to the midline. Take a breath. And then rotate it out. Palms stay up, fingers spread. Press the thumbs back. Squeeze the shoulders. Good. Release the arms into your lap. Take a big breath in. Reach up overhead. Interlace your hands. Turn your palms up. Try to straighten the elbows. So press the feet down, but reach the palms up. And then shoulders melt down. The inner shoulders, right by the ears, melt down. But the sides of the body lengthen. And press the pinky fingers back a little farther. Good. Release the grip, but keep the arms overhead. Bend the left elbow. Hold it with the right hand. Tricep stretch. Reach the hand towards the middle of the back and press your head back. And breathe into that right or left tricep, side of the body. Sitting up really tall. Right? Being intentional and creating your seat. Good, and then you'll release that left arm out to the left. Turn the thumb down. Take the arm behind the back. You can use the right hand to help it up into wherever it'll go. And then release the right hand in your lap. You press the left elbow forward and the left shoulder back. And you might use your right hand to help that. So really expanding through the collarbone area. I feel like an opening around the inner border of the scapula on that left side. That internal rotation in the arm. Sit up really tall, trying not to round forward. That's my go-to here is drop forward. Let's sit up tall, elbow point forward, shoulder back, breathing. Good. Now release your left hand out to the left. It might touch the floor. And then drop your right ear to the right shoulder. So you're reaching through the left fingers, creating that like long line, kind of like you're ironing out the muscles in the side of the neck, top of the shoulder. Feeling the line of energy that goes from the chest center all the way to the fingertips. Use your right hand to gently press your head back up. Release the left arm into your lap. One more shoulder circles. Up, back, and down. Just big circles. Kind of loose and relaxed. And then let the shoulders drop down. Come forward onto your hands and knees. And then you can either move through cow and cat, like to move some spinal movements here, or you can sink between the shoulder blades and lift between the shoulder blades, making it more of an upper back exercise or opening, or it can be spinal, cow and cat. You choose, or some combination of those two. Take a couple more rounds here. Then come to neutral. Take your hands forward and you can either sit back in child's pose or tuck your toes for downward facing dog. Stretching out the backs of the legs, calf muscles. And you can move or pedal it out. If you're in child's pose, just pause there. Finding drishti, that gaze with your eyes, just soft gaze. Be intentional in creating your pose wherever you are. And you'll carefully walk your hands or step your hand to the front of your mat, coming into ragdoll, forward fold. can hold on to opposite elbow with opposite hand as you fold into this easy, relaxed forward fold. Release your hands to the floor, and then you'll keep your left hand at the ground, bend your left knee, and twist open to the right. So the right arm will open up towards the ceiling, and the left hand can be on a block or on your fingertips or on the floor. And then you'll switch. You'll bring the right hand down, bend the right knee, and twist open to the left. And bring both hands back to the floor. And then just bend one knee at a time here, like you're walking in place. Bend one knee, bend the other. The heels can stay on the ground or lift. You can lift one heel as you bend the knee, lift the heel. Just like exaggerating through the pelvis. A little movement side to side. And both feet to the floor, pause right there, and bring your hands to your hips, press down and come up to stand. Extended mountain, reach up, and then turn your right palm right, circle your wrist with your left hand, stretch up and over to the left. It's really opening that right side. Come back through center. Circle the left wrist with the right hand and go up and over to the right. Nice, mom. Good. Easy stretch. Come back to center. Reach both arms up. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Get so long through the sides of the body. And on your exhale, bow forward. Just coming right back down. Allow the head to drop. Halfway lift. Inhale. Just a half sun salutation. Forward fold, bow, exhale. Press down, rise up, inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need. Hinge from the top of the thighs. Halfway lift. And that length from tail to crown. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Extended mountain. You can send your eyes up to the ceiling. Exhale, bow forward. Soften the knees. Dropping in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to the top. Extended mountain, sweeping up overhead. Exhale, bow forward. We'll add on this time. Inhale, halfway lift. And step back, high plank to the ground. So knees, chest and chin, or lower halfway, or go slow. Good, cobra or upward facing dog. Opening the heart space. Downward facing dog or child's pose. And breathe here. Full deep breath. Take one more breath in. Breathe out. Look forward and walk or hop your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank to low plank or high plank to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Take 3 breaths. Last breath here, inhale. Exhale, look forward, bring your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, bow. Root down, rise up, inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here, 3 deep breaths. Take 1 more breath in. Breathe out, look forward, bring your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain. Hands to heart center. Good. Interlace your hands behind your back. Stretch your knuckles down. Open the chest. Pull the front ribs in. And then you can slowly begin to take your arms away from your body, but keep everything else the same. If that doesn't work, it's okay to keep them close or bend the elbows. Bend the elbows too. So try to take the shoulders straight back. Shoulders back. Pull the belly in, lift the heart. And then from here, keep the hands interlaced, bend the knees, and bow forward. See if you can take the arms away from the body. And you can move your head side to side, shaking it yes or no. And then softly release your hands or fingers to the ground. And halfway lift. And step your right foot to the back of your mat and set your knee to the ground or onto a blanket or pad is fine too. And then you can bring your hands up to your left thigh. A little bit of a low lunge here. The arms can stay here, or the arms can sweep up overhead, or maybe you even cactus the arms, bending the elbows. And imagine that you're pressing your elbows down into someone's cupped hands and they're resisting. So there's that resistance to create like a feeling of expansion in the chest and heart space. Press the hips forward, lift the chest upwards, keep breathing. Good, stretch both arms up, inhale. Your exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. We'll step back to high plank or to hands and knees. And lower slow, or you can move through cow and cat. Upward facing dog, cobra, or stay with cow and cat. Downward facing dog or child's pose is fine. Good, inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, step or help your right foot to your right hand. Keep the left heel lifted and come up into crescent lunge. So you float the arms up. Yeah, arms can stay off the ground and low, or arms can reach up high. Good, take your left elbow and swing it under the right. So it's eagle arms in your crescent lunge, and it can be holding the shoulders also. So a little bit of balance, presence. Pull the inner shoulders straight back. Good, from here, you're gonna move into full eagle. So you can step forward a few times with the back foot or just one big step up and wrap that back leg over the front, left leg over the right. Elbows to shoulder height, inner shoulders melt back. Pull the pit of the belly in. But be intentional and you know how you show up. Be intentional in creating your pose. It's asana. Extended mountain. Both feet down, sweep up, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, bow. halfway lift. Step your left foot back, low lunge. Set your left knee down to the mat. And then you can bring your hands to your right thigh, or arms to the sky, or maybe cactus, right? Bending the elbows, expanding the chest and the upper back. Lengthen your tailbone down towards the earth. Pull the low belly in and up and breathe. Your breathing makes the difference. Stretch your arms up, inhale. Set your hands down, exhale. Step it back, high plank or kneeling. Low plank or cow and cat. Upward facing dog or cobra pose. Downward facing dog. Empty it out. Lift your left leg to the sky, inhale. Step or help your left foot to your left thumb and rise up to crescent lunge. Yeah, so balance, steady gaze, crescent lunge, left leg forward. And you'll take your right elbow, wrap it underneath the left, eagle arms here. And if you want the back knee down or back foot flat, that's fine too. If you're dealing with some stuff in your feet or ankles, totally fine. Or shoulders, you can hold on. Right here, you'll begin to shift your weight forward into your left foot. Come into full eagle. Right leg comes up and over the left, or you can have both feet on the floor in like a chair squat. That's fine too. Right, and it's really more about how you're showing up, who you're being in this pose, more important than what the pose looks like, right? Who you're being, how you're showing up here. Being in that creation of this moment. An extended mountain, both feet down, sweep your arms up. Let's just bow forward, exhale, and then bring your feet to hip width. You'll toe heel them slightly apart. Catch your big toes with your peace fingers, halfway lift. Bend your elbows, forward fold. You can shake your head, yes and no. Felt good before to like move your hips side to side or bend one knee at a time. You can do that here even. You can stay holding your big toes, or you can slide the palms of your hands under the soles of the feet for gorilla. Gorilla asana, halfway lift, forward fold. Release your hands, and then down here at the floor, you're going to grab a block and bring it in front of your left foot and a little bit to the left for half moon. So left hand will stay on the block. You'll slide the right leg back, and you can keep both hands on the floor like a standing split, or you start to open up and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, half moon. So right leg straight and strong. Yeah, that's it, or a wall. I see some of you near a wall. That's great. You want to really integrate from the floor into your center and core and pull your shoulders back and find a spot for your gaze, a nice steady spot. And then you'll look down and forward fold. Bring the right foot next to the left. Switch the block to the other side. In front and to the left of the left foot, or right foot. Then take the left leg up and start to peel it open, and left arm can reach to the ceiling. Find a steady gaze, Steady breath. Integrating. And you pull the femur bones in towards the pelvis. Pull the upper arm bones in towards the shoulder sockets. And then there's an expansion from the center out to organize and stabilize from the periphery in, but you express from the center out. Forward fold, left foot to right. And we'll do that one more time. Shift the block in front of your left foot. Take the right leg back and open it up, half moon. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then switch. Right foot down, right hand to right block. Left leg goes back and heel it open. Hold. Breathe for 5, 4. Flex both feet. 3, 2. Spread your fingers. And forward fold. Just let it go. Bring your hands to your hips. Look forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Extended mountain. Reach up. Good job. Bring your hands to heart center. Then arms down by your side. We'll come into tree pose. We'll do one more balance here. So right foot will come up to meet the left leg. And it could be somewhere like calf or the inner thigh. Your hands to heart center. Tree, or if you want to be at a wall, that's fine too. And then arms of your choice. The arms can go out like cactus or up or interlace. Arms up. Press your hips forward, lift your heart up, maybe go back, hint back. Bring your hands back to heart center and set your right foot down next to your left, arms by your sides. Then other side, bring your left foot to your right leg, tree. Growing roots, like the roots give you something to lift up from. All right, so we're moving from and towards. And where you're moving towards is like way above you, like your ceiling, or I like to visualize I'm reaching to the sky. So it's like this, like really like this infinite growth that's possible from deep roots. Reach up high. Finding that space inside yourself, like clearing the space. Getting a little bit taller. Nice, Peggy. And then hands to heart center. Good, Cheryl. Left foot next to the right. Coming back to the front of your mat, mountain pose. Just take a moment here, like look down at your feet, spread your toes out on the mat. Feet at 12 o'clock, press your outer shins in. So you feel this like legs kind of light up. Lengthen the tailbone down, pull the pit of the belly in. Sides of the body get long, shoulders move straight back. And then inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale, forward fold, bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, high plank to low plank or knees to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And lift your right leg up and back and bend the knee. And it could be from tabletop or downward dog. And straighten your right leg and step or help it forward to your right hand. Spin the left foot flat. We'll come into warrior 2. So come up and around and move into the long edge of the mat. And just like in that half moon, right, the organization and stabilization of the pose begins at the periphery, at the hands and the feet. So you kind of connect in to the hands and feet and pull into the center line, to your torso line. You pull in. And then from there, from that center, then you expand out. It's like pull in, there's a contracting, then an expansion out. Now straighten your right leg for triangle. You'll press your hips to the left, reach the body right. The right hand can land on a block or on the floor and opening up into the left arm. Then gazing where it feels comfortable. Maybe you look down, maybe you look straight ahead, maybe you look up. But keep it being at play with that idea of drawing in from the periphery into the center. Feeling the stability that gives you. Stability, stabilization of the pose comes from the periphery in, the ground up. Then you can find the expansion of the space to grow and find what's possible in your pose today. Good, let your left arm pull you up to stand. Bring your feet to parallel, hands to your hips. Pin your shoulders back, lift up, inhale. And then bow forward, wide leg forward fold. You can bring your hands to the floor, maybe your head to the floor or a block. And your feet press down a little deeper into the earth and you feel the rebounding force from the ground up. The pelvis down to the crown. Rebounding force from the ground, from the head up to the pelvis down into the feet. Good, and then lift to a flat back. Bring your hands to your hips. Come up to stand. Let's turn the right toes forward again. We'll come back to warrior two. Bend the right knee, warrior two. And then flip the right palm up, reverse your warrior. Stretch open through the right side of the body. Ribs, pelvis, the shoulder. And then hands come down to the mat and you'll step it back. High plank to low plank, or knees to the floor, knees, chest, chin, cobra or upward facing dog. And downward facing dog, pull your hips up to the sky. Lift your left leg up and back and bend the knee, roll the hip open. Extend the left leg long, breathe in, and then step or help your left foot forward, coming up to warrior two. Nice, Carol. Good, Debbie. Good, Jan. You pull the shoulders back like you're squeezing the bottom tips of the shoulder blades towards each other. Bring that left thigh down towards parallel. Nice, AJ. Good, Mom. Arms parallel to the floor. Peggy, lift your back hand just a little bit. Yeah, good. And then straighten your left leg. You'll come into triangle. So you'll pull the hips to the right, reach the body left. And the left hand can land right on a block or the floor or your shin. You can also have a wall behind you if you need some support. And then you're organizing that pose from the ground, right, with intention, being intentional and creating the pose so that you can then be up to something bigger than yourself. That energetic expansion, opening. See the sense of new possibilities in your body and maybe in your life. On your next breath, let your upper arm, right arm bring you up. Bring your feet to parallel. You can have your hands at your hips, or if you want more shoulder opening, interlace them at your back. And then lift up into the chest and forward you fold, bowing. Making sure your feet are parallel or maybe slightly pigeon-toed. Spread the toes out on the floor. Picking up space. Breathing here, rinsing out here. Rinsing out the shoulders. I imagine that I'm like ironing out the knots, the tension, or dissolving anything that's causing me pain, suffering, holding on to the rocks that I'm holding in my body, and let the movement melt away the rock. Release your hands to the floor if they aren't there already. Then go ahead and lift to a flat back. Bring your hands to your hips. Come up to stand. Then turn the left toes back to the front. Warrior two. You'll land back in that warrior pose. Opening and expanding through the arms, pelvis, and then flip the left palm up. Reverse your warrior. It's really more of an upward action than a back bend. So you go back a little, but really reach up higher. Just straighten your elbow. Yes, and then hands come down to the mat, and you'll step it back, high plank, low plank, or cow and cat is fine. Cobra or up dog, easy back bend. And downward facing dog, or even child's pose. Go ahead and set your knees to the floor. Come into child's pose if you aren't there already. Knees wide, hips to heels, and you can rest your forehead on the floor or on your forearms or block. And then slowly roll it up. You'll just make your way onto your back. Come on down onto your back on the mat. Bend your knees, bring your feet flat to the floor, arms come down by your side. And then go ahead and inhale, lift your hips up, coming into bridge pose. You can tuck your shoulders underneath you to get a little more grounded or anchored into the upper back and upper body. You're welcome to interlace your hands under your body also. So if your hands are interlaced, you'll unclasp them, spread out the upper back, and then lower the pelvis till it almost touches the ground, but don't let it touch. Just let it hover above the earth. And then you'll go back up, press the feet down, lift back up. Maybe interlace the hands again, tuck the shoulders underneath you. Get rooted and grounded through the big toe mounds of each foot. And spread out into the pinky toes. Find the strength in the lower body, the strength in your legs. Feel the heat start to rise. Call that the tapas, purifying heat. Release the arms if they're interlaced. Lower slow. And if you can, hover. Don't go all the way down. Just hover. Pelvis right above the mat. And we'll do this one more time. You can take bridge or you can plant your hands by your ears for wheel or wheel prep. You lift the hips up and maybe press into the palms to go all the way up into wheel, or just keep the hands on the floor in a preparatory state. Press the feet down, scoop the tail forward, pull the shoulder blades down towards the hips. Breathe here, expanding the chest and upper back. Find the strength and power through the lower body. Hold for 5, 4, 3, maybe emphasize, lift a little higher, 2, and then lower down all the way to the mat. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees apart at the floor. Just breathe. Gently bring your feet back flat to the floor. And then you'll lift the heels. So come to the toes. So just the balls of the feet on the floor. Heels are up. And then try to press your low back towards the ground. So you scoop the tailbone up and squeeze the lower abs. And just stay there. Just stay there on your toes. And you can even bring your hands to the low belly. You want to feel a firmness in the low belly. Just hold that. And then bring the hands back to the mat. Keep holding that. Low back to the ground. Scoop the tailbone up. And then see if you can pick your feet up and bring your shins to parallel to the floor. And really hold the low back to the ground. Scooping the tailbone up. And then very slow, flex your feet. You're gonna press the right leg forward so the heel hovers above the earth. Everything else stays the same. Low belly, so strong and firm. Pull the right knee back into 90 degrees. And then take the left leg and press it forward. And really, you could keep your hands on your belly. Keep it firm, really moving from the core. And then pull the left knee back into 90. We'll do that a couple more times. Right leg forward. And to whatever degree feels okay on your back, on your body. And then pull the right knee in and stretch the left leg out. You should feel this. You should feel some heat building. Left knee in, right leg out. Really pull the belly down. Low back stays sealed on the ground. Pull the right knee in, press the left leg forward. Last one, hover it right above the ground. Breathe. Pull the left knee in. Just hug your knees into your chest and soften your belly here. And rock a little side to side. Good, and then take your feet to the sky. You'll slide your hands underneath your pelvis, under the hips, and that just helps you to get the lower belly again. So you try to press the bottom of the back ribs down. Try to lift the hips away from the hands. And then feet can stay flexed or pointed. You're gonna draw a circle on the ceiling. Pick a direction for 3, for 2, and 1. Go the other way. Don't release the lower abdomen fibers. Pull them in. 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Pause. Now, in cursive, write your first name on the ceiling, 1 letter at a time. So do 1 letter at a time. And if you have a really short first name, you might do first and middle, or first and last. Cursive writing, so beautiful. Just 1 letter at a time. Good. Let's see if you can do your middle name. Yep, good job. 1 more letter. Try for 1 more letter and hug your knees into your chest. Ah, good work. Nice, Becky. And then open your arms out wide and just let the knees fall gently to the left. Just a nice easy twist, feet at the floor. You can hold on to the right thigh to get a little deeper twist. Soften your abdomen, soften your pelvis, relax your shoulders. Good job, AJ. Come back to center, take your knees to the other side, knees to the right. Hold on to the left side. Nice deep abdominal belly breaths. And bring it back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. And then straighten the left leg out long on the floor. Hold the right knee. And then catch the right foot in one or both hands for a half happy baby. So you can hold it in just the right hand or both hands, or use a strap. So right knee's bent and rocking out to the right a little, left leg straight. Or if you want the left foot flat, that's fine. Just breathing into that right leg. Right here, you'll bend the left knee, set the left foot flat, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, recline to pigeon. You'll interlace your hands behind the left hamstring or in front of the left shin as you hug the left thigh in and gently press the right knee away. Or you can even cradle the right leg or bring the right foot into the left elbow crease. Might feel a pretty big stretch in that right hip, hamstring, hip flexors, the crease where it's being folded. I feel it in all of the above. You'll just keep the shape of the legs and set the left foot to the floor, and then let your legs go to the left. So the right foot will land flat on the ground, and you can hold on to the right ankle with the left hand if you want. And then I like to just try to return the right hip towards the ground, or gently press the right hip away from me to get some traction. That, like the right side of the waist. I feel it right there and kind of in the outer hip. Feel it right there. Sometimes I'll feel a little stretch through the hip flexors on the right too. And I really try to keep the shoulders, both shoulders on the mat. On your next inhale, just gently bring it back to center. You'll set your right foot down and bring your feet wide apart and just windshield wipe the legs right to left, side to side, just nice and easy. Good job. Come back to center, feet flat to the floor. Draw the left knee in, straighten the right leg out. And then half happy baby. Take hold of the left foot in one or both hands. Take your foot towards the ceiling, bend your knee towards the left ribs. Try to smooth out any
rough edges in your breath. And then bend the right knee, set the foot flat, reclined pigeon, left ankle over right thigh. Pick the right foot up, interlace your hands somewhere on the right leg, or cradle the left leg. Bring left foot into right elbow crease. It's the drawing of the right thigh in against the left ankle and the pressing of the left knee away from you that gives you the biggest opening. Right leg in, left leg away, and tailbone down. Press the tailbone towards the ground. And breathe. You rock a little side to side, just like that ironing out of any knots or tension. Letting any tension or knots or tightness dissolve like an ice cube in hot water. Softening, letting go. And then set the right foot back to the floor. Keep the shape of the legs. Take your legs to the right. Left foot lands flat. You can hold the left ankle with the right hand. And gently press the left hip away from you, towards the foot of your mat or head of your mat. And try to press the hip back towards the ground almost. So you're getting that nice lengthening of the left side of the waist. I love that sensation of just that stretch through those deeper layers. Slowly return to your back. Bring both feet to the floor, to the edges of your mat, feet wide. Windshield wipe the legs, right to left or side to side. And hug your knees into your chest. Give a gentle squeeze. And you'll begin to rock front to back along the length of the spine. And then come up to sitting and extend both legs straight out in front. And you'll keep the right leg straight. Bring the left foot into the inseam of the right leg. Right leg straight, left foot in, and then reach both arms up. And you'll fold forward over your right leg. See what you can hold on to. You can drop your forehead towards your shin or your knee. And just like all the standing poses, you're still pulling into the midline, into the torso. So both thigh bones are drawing in towards the pelvis. So you find that center. Then there's a sense of expansion or expression or extension from there. Go in to expand out. And then slowly come up. You'll switch legs. Extend the left leg out. Right foot in. Reach up, inhale. Fold forward over the left leg, exhale. Pull in, femur bones towards the pelvis. Upper arm bones towards the torso, pulling into the shoulder.
And spinal length. Try to lengthen from your tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Slowly and gently walk it up. Take both legs out in front, one more forward fold here, reach up, try and pull your sitting bones back, thigh bones back, and fold forward, reach forward. Reach for your feet, you can press into your outer shins or calves. You can also give yourself a hug, arms under the legs, a nice option here. We'll never forget Thanksgiving class I went to in North Carolina, and I was in this pose, and the teacher came up, and I didn't even know I was holding my head up, and just ran his hand all the way up the back of my neck to the base of the skull to create more length. And every time I come into this pose, I imagine someone helping me to find more length and space and release, especially in those places where we are unconscious or not aware. And then come on up. You can come into a supported fish pose on a block, or you can come into fish on your forearms. Maybe you take a block today between your shoulder blades. There could be two, one under the shoulder blades, one under the back of the skull. You just can rest on your block, or hands can be behind the head for support. Just kind of open up into the chest and heart space and the throat, opening the throat chakra to help find your more authentic voice. You can stay there if that feels really healing to you today, or you can come off the blocks and come into shoulder stand or hips on a block version, or stay in this heart opener. Breathing here. If you're in shoulder stand, you can go back to plow pose. If your hips are on a block, just stay there. And you can slowly return your feet to the floor, or come off the blocks if you're on blocks. And if you'd like a finishing twist, or any finishing pose, like knees to chest or rock side to side or twist to one side or the other, or getting clothes on might be what you do in this moment. Or I love to put a bolster under my knees. That's one of my favorite positions for Shavasana, is a bolster under my knees and a blanket on my body. I like to be warm, or socks. Just take another couple breaths wherever you are. Twist to the other side if you twisted one way. Just make your way into Shavasana. Stretch your body out on the mat. Just let yourself relax here.
Saw your reflection, the embers. They drew out a map and they showed you direction. Your sender is far in the east, where your heart is at peace when you enter. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder. It's just a reminder, find your center. Well, help me recall that first morning, sunlight at dawn, and cracks on the floor, well, it served as a warning. Everything's changing, I'll rearrange it. So familiar, so amazing. Hopped in the car, drove to the mountains, cows in the street, prayer beads you were counting. There was the river, eternal giver, flowing forever. Remember, find your center. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder. When you've lost your way, colors start to fade. Take a look within, find your offering. Hold it to the sun, let your spirit run. Remember, find your center. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder.
Gently begin to move your fingers and your toes. Stretch or move your body in any way that it might be craving or needing. Now bend your knees and carefully roll to a comfortable side with your eyes remaining closed. You can press yourself up to a seated posture. Go ahead and bring the palms of your hands together and touch in at your heart center. And bring your thumbs up to your forehead center. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Bailey says namaste. She woke up at the end. There she is. Have a wonderful day, everyone.